I want to look like her. I want to have a house like them. I want to go on the holidays that those people have just been on. I want to do what those people do because I like the way they live their life. And social media has a lot to do with that, doesn't it? We have a look at how other people live and we go, wow, that's awesome. It's called fashion, and it's interesting because fashion's designed to go out of style, but style never goes out of fashion. So could it be a great question to ask, what is your style versus why would I follow the fashion? Fashion goes out of style, so it can become very expensive if you want to keep in fashion. But ultimately, is it possible that a lot of things that are in fashion don't suit you? What do you like? What don't you like? Do you want to dress a certain way? Do you want to look a certain way? Or do you want to look like everybody else? And I always ask that question because I work with a lot of teenagers, and it seems that they are the group that are the most influenced by social media influencers. I need to dress that way. I need to have that pair of shoes. I need to have my hair that way. I need to act that way because that's what everybody else is doing. I'm very privileged because I was taught as a very young girl. My father always said to me, be unique, be different, be memorable, don't be like anybody else. And if people don't like you, that's their challenge, not yours. So could that be a great place to start? Who are you? What do you stand for? What do you believe in? What do you like? What don't you like? And then live your life that way. And it's interesting because I got over people liking me a very long time ago. At one stage in my life, yes, it was really important. Now, of course, I don't care. I'm an old lady. But every day is, the closer you get to the end of your life, of course, it seems that the days get shorter, the years get shorter, time goes much quicker. And I don't want to waste any time worrying what other people think. So I'll give you some examples. I've had short hair since I was 12, and I share that because I often get criticised for short hair. My sexuality is often called into question because I've got short hair. AI thinks I'm a boy because I've got short hair. I have short hair because when I was 12, I was a swimmer and I had long blonde hair, but my hair was always green and I hated having green hair. So I thought if I have short hair, it'll fit in my cap. I'm going to have less likelihood of having green hair. So I chopped my hair off and I've had this same hair since I was 12. And now I'm sharing that with you because if I cared what other people think, I would not have hair like this. But because it's practical for me, and the other thing is I'm always busy, I've always got a stack of stuff going on. I'm at the hairdresser's for about 15 minutes and it takes me about a minute to do my hair, not even a minute. So why would I change my hairstyle because other people don't like it? I just never would. My home is very unique and different, and I always have a giggle because some people come to my home and they say, wow, this is the most amazing house I've ever seen. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a cross between a museum and an art gallery. Wow, 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 wow. And other people, and they're not rude, but you can tell by their face, they think, what a ridiculous home. How can you live like this? This is just crazy. But I live here 24/7. This is my home. Why would I have my home to suit somebody else? Particularly if you've done well in your life, people say you should have a certain style of home and you should be driving a certain car and you should be dressing a certain way. Well, I've been through that process too because I've had a very successful life, and I don't share that to impress, but to express that when you work hard, when you believe in yourself, when you do what you're passionate about, and when you want to keep getting better and better at it, it's not complicated to be financially secure. But when you are financially secure, isn't that what freedom's all about? You get to decide. So if you don't want to have an expensive car, you don't have to. Or if you do want to have an expensive car, you can. Now, I've had lots of gorgeous cars in my life, but my ultimate car now is my truck because it carries logs and it carries rocks. And I can take the dogs in my car, and we live in the South Island of New Zealand in the bush. So it's really nice to have a car that can go everywhere. I'm sharing that with you because a lot of people say to me, Ro, you've had some really nice cars. Why don't you still have them? They're of no purpose to me anymore. I have some beautiful clothes, but they hang in my wardrobe, shoes, bags, all that stuff that we collect as human beings, but they are of no value to me anymore because I live in the South Island of New Zealand and I'm a rural woman. People will judge you, of course, and people judge me every day. They're nasty to me every day. They criticize me every day, and I love it. Because if I didn't love who I am, if I didn't have self-respect and self-esteem and self-confidence, what other people think of me will affect how I do things. But because I don't care, and because I want to live my life every day as a happy person, So I'll just give you another fun one. When people come to our home, we don't have a bed. Technically, we don't have a normal bed. You know, we have sheets and pillowcases and a doona or duvet, depending where you come from. We have 5 puppy dogs and they sleep with us. So we've had a custom-made bed that during the day is a day bed, and in the night time it's a sleeping bed. And the dogs come in and we all sleep together, all 7 of us. Now, people criticise us, gossip about us, and talk about us behind our back, and I know that because there's always somebody that wants to say, somebody came to your house and thought the way you live is ridiculous. Well, I love it when I hear that stuff. There's 2 reasons for that. I'm not going to change the way I live because I love the way I live. But secondly, I love it when I find out that people have gossiped about me or criticised me, because now I know who they are. I don't care if they don't like me. I'm not going to change who I am to suit somebody else. And again, I'm not sharing that with you to impress. It's to express that when you live like that, it's really easy to be happy. If you're constantly trying to please other people, if you're constantly trying to dress to suit other people, I love people that dress beautifully, and I love people that have their own style. I really love it. But if somebody wants to wear daggy old clothes and be dirty and not have a shower and not brush their teeth and just be a grotty human being, but that's how they live their life and they like it, I have no challenge with that. I have an interesting headspace when people dress a certain way to try and impress. And the classic example of that, of course, is if you're a criminal and you go to court, you don't go to court looking like a criminal. Your lawyer will always dress you up in a suit and tie and make you look like a professional person to try and impress the jury. Well, I think a lot of people live their life like that. They don't want to dress that way. They don't want to act that way. They don't want to eat that way. They don't want to have that kind of a house or car or all the things that we do, but they do it to please other people. If you've got people coming to your home and you have to make your home a certain way because there's going to be strangers or friends coming, but your house is not normally tidy, but you tidy up for other people, then you're not living your life your way. If you always have a dirty car, but because you've got some so-called important person coming into your life, so you clean your car for them, you are now pretending to be somebody else. If you dress a certain way, but now you change the way you dress because you've got to go a certain place, then now you are not living the real you. And who is the real you? And I think that might be the real challenge. We don't know who we really are. So I went through that process, and I share this almost every day, and I certainly share it with all of my students and all the people that come into my life and say, Rowie, how can you be happy all the time? I went through that process of who are you when I was 18 years of age. I went to a leadership and management conference, and the suggestion was pick 5 words to describe you as a person and then live your life that way. Dress that way, act that way, eat that way, treat people that way. Now, my 5 words, and yours are going to be different. You might have 25 words, but we're tough and fair, positive, stylish, disciplined, professional. Tough and fair, positive, stylish, disciplined, and professional. The thing I love about stylish is it's Rowie's style. I have a very unique and different style, and nobody else dresses like me, has a home like me, acts like me. That makes me unique and different. Don't you want to be unique and different? I share that with teenagers all the time. Why do you want to dress like the 10 other girls that you hang out with? We used to live on the Gold Coast in Australia, and it's renowned at the end of the year for Schoolies Week. So everybody that's finished high school comes to the Gold Coast and has a big party at the end of the year. And I've spoken to girls just on the street, but also when I do school conferences, and I say, if you come to Schoolies and there's 10, 100, 1,000, even 10,000 girls dressed the same as you because they all dress in the style or the fashion of the particular year, how is somebody supposed to pick you? If you're looking at Schoolies to find a boyfriend or to find some real cool people to hang out with, if you're the same as everybody else, you're going to get what everybody else gets. Be unique. What is your own style? So for me, those tough and fair, positive, stylish, disciplined, and professional words, I could now put into my dress style. I could put into my house style. I could put into my the way I treat people style. If you live that way, you're not pretending to be somebody else. Is it possible that you have high self-esteem, high self-confidence? And there's a difference, remember. Self-esteem is how you feel on the inside about yourself. Self-confidence comes from other people's approval. But when you've got high self-esteem, you don't need other people's approval. You've got your own approval, which is why it's called self-confidence. I am confident within myself to go and do all the things that I love to do, dress the way I like to dress, have my home the way I like to have it, have a career that I love. A lot of people shared with me, because my parents wanted me to be a lawyer. You can't be an exercise professional, you've got to be a lawyer. I went against all of those people because I knew that I wanted to be an exercise professional. If I had become a lawyer to suit other people, I would have ended up like most of the people that come to the Max colleges, which is at 30, 40, 50, 60 years of age after they've had a career for too many years hating their job, say, finally, I'd stopped caring what everybody thinks, and now I want to be an exercise professional, or I want to open up my own business, or I want to be a dancer or an artist, or I want to travel the world on super yachts. Whatever it is you are excited about, and however old you are now, don't let somebody steal your dream. Don't act a certain way to suit other people. The crazy thing is that often those people end up not being in your life anyway, and you made decisions based on people that don't even really care about you. And if somebody does really care about you, wouldn't they want you, to be unique, to be different, to be memorable, and live your life your way? Don't let somebody steal your dream. Don't let somebody steal your lifestyle. Don't let somebody steal your style. What is your style? And live that way. And if you do that, is it possible? Could it be possible? Ready for it? That you could live your life to the max. Super duper doo. How are you? Living my life to the max. Unique, different, and memorable. Woohoo!